morning, Mama's Pies, and welcome back to Teachable Tuesday. It is a pleasure coming to your forefront. Grace and Mercy did it again, woke me up and started me on my way. And if you're looking at me, He did the same for you. Let's tell that God that sits high and looks low, thank you for another precious day of life. Comment, like, and share. Everybody needs an encouraging Bible story for an inspiring message. Hit the notification bell so every time I upload content you'll be notified, and then subscribe and become part of this beautiful pie family. So good morning, Mama's Pies. Good morning. Today we are coming out of our 101 favorite stories from the Bible. Last week we talked about an army for Gideon, 300 chosen conquerors. And today we will be reading Samson, the greatest man who ever lived. And it says, many years after the time of Gideon, the people of Israel again began to worship idols. To correct them, God allowed their enemies, the Philistines, to rule over them. But one Israelite man, monarch, and his wife feared the Lord. At that time they had no children, but one day an angel came to the woman and said, you shall have a son. When he grows up, he will begin to save Israel from the Philistines. The child was born and was named Samson. He grew up to be the strongest man who ever lived. He remained strong as long as he obeyed God's commands to drink no wine and to cut none of his hair. One day, a young lion roared at him, but Samson was not afraid. He took hold of the lion and killed it with his bare hands. Another time, while Samson was in a Philistine city, they closed the great high city gate. They said, now we have caught him. But that night he picked up a huge gate and carried it to the top of the hill. After a while, Samson loved the Philistine woman named Delilah. The Philistines offered her money if she would find out what made him so strong. For many days she begged him to tell his secret. Finally, one day, Samson told this wicked woman everything. If my hair were to be cut, God would take away my strength. While he slept, the Philistines cut his hair, then took him to prison and poked out his eyes. Later, after Samson's hair had grown back, the Philistines gathered in the temple of their god for a great big feast. They brought Samson from prison to make fun of him. Samson asked a young boy to lead him to the two main pillars. He prayed to the Lord for strength. Then he broke the pillars and the temple crushed to the ground. It killed more than 3,000 men and women. Samson was also killed. But Samson had done one last work for God. For 20 years he had subdued the enemy of God's people. Judges 13 through 16. And the Bible reading is, through God we shall do good, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. Psalms 108 and 13. And the first question asks, what wild animal did Samson kill by hand? And you're correct. It was a young roaring lion. And number 2 says, what happened that Samson lost his strength? Delilah cut his hair. It was all in his hair. And number 3, how did Samson kill the Philistines and who gave him strength? Samson killed the Philistines by going to the two pillars that held up the actual structure of the building, and with his strength he broke them and everything fell down, and nobody but God gave him that strength. So look at the picture of Samson, the strongest man who ever lived. So that was a wonderful story on today. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week we will read Ruth. Your God shall be my God. So, Mama's Pies, it's always my pleasure coming to your forefront. Continue to pray for your families, pray for yourself, and pray for others. Hug yourself and tell yourself that you love you. Then you hug someone else and tell them that you love them. Remember to always meet people where they are. We're all not in the same place or in the same space. And you know what it is. Stay positive, stay safe, stay blessed, and remember, God loves you, and I love you too. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Always live, love, laugh, and don't forget to pray. And remember, God has the plan, man has the problem, but the Bible has the solution. I love you, Mama's Pies. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful, and blessed day. I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.